Hello there. Welcome to my show, COVID-19 Update by Heerak. It's Sunday, July 12th, 2020, and today is Superman Day. So happy Superman Day to all of you. Who's your favorite hero? Um, today we have about 394 deaths. Um, so about 400. Um, so let's see if this is going to be the new normal. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, we had 15,300 cases um, today in Florida. And so, yeah, so most likely this is just a one-day fluke. Um, Also, some states may be reporting a little bit later as well. It's earlier in the day today than yesterday. So yeah, so it's not technically 24 hours. It's more like 20, 21 hours. But yeah, but anyway, we have about 394 deaths reported um, in about 21 hours. And yeah, so today's death rate stands at 135,171, and confirmed cases went up around 60,000, a little bit less than that, because it's only been 21 hours. So you have to wait 3 more hours for the 24-hour reporting. So 3,301,820. And yeah, there's a picture of Christopher Reeves, the first Superman. I remember, Christopher Reeves, when you're young, you're like, whoa, Superman, and then he had a car accident, right, or some kind of accident, and he became paralyzed from neck down. So it was a shock to everybody that Superman became crippled from neck down. People identify Christopher Reeves as Superman. So when he became crippled, people were thinking like Superman became crippled. Yeah, but obviously he's only an actor. Um, but it kind of shocked everyone. Um, yeah, what are the top five cases in Latin America? Um, Look at Brazil. It's having like 1,000 deaths per day kind of thing. And even the summertime, they have many, many deaths. So that's where probably Florida and Texas and California are headed. Uh, for the longest time, Brazil didn't have that many deaths. And then it started spiking, and death rate just went up exponentially all of a sudden. So that's probably what's going to happen in Texas, Florida, and California, Georgia, and Arizona. So deaths are coming. I know Arizona had over 80 deaths in 24-hour period. So the death rate is beginning to rise. Same with Florida. Soon it's going to accelerate. So hundreds of deaths and maybe even over 1,000 per state. So yeah, so I think I'm not unreasonable to say it's possible to expect over 10,000 deaths per day sometime in the summer, because we have 50 states. And, even if it's 100 deaths per state, I mean, you only need 10 deaths to be 1,000 deaths, right? And once, ICUs run out, you're going to have exponential growth of death. So you've got to calculate all that in. My prediction is that about 1 million Americans will die by end of August. I hope not, but I want to be realistic in terms of predictions so that we can prepare for that. Um, yeah, but Brazil is number one right now in Latin America in terms of cases, 1,864,681 cases. And their death is at 72,100. Death rate is at 4%. So even if you're going on only up at 4%, which is where we are, if you have more cases, you're going to have more death. So that's what we're expecting in America, in Florida, Texas, and California. Georgia and Arizona, North Carolina, South Carolina. And Virginia is having like 800 cases or more for past like 3 days in a row. So we're obviously part of that peak, and you should expect us to have over 1,000, maybe even over 2,000 within a week. So that's coming. Yeah, so things are getting bad to worse right now in America, but things are getting really bad in Latin America as well. Number two is Peru, and they have 326,326 cases. Their death rate is similar to America and Brazil, which is a 4%. So they have 11,870 deaths. Um, Chile is number three with 315,041 cases, and their death rate is at 2%, which is significantly better than Peru. So they have 6,979. Even if your death rate is at 2%, if you have more cases, you're gonna have more deaths. So more cases is always bad. Mexico is number four, 295,268 cases. They have an extraordinary rise in death rate from cases. That's 12%. It's kind of like Europe, like United Kingdom, Spain, Italy. They all had like 12%. France. So Mexico better pray that they're not going to have more increasing cases, because at the 12% rate, it's going to be horrific, right? They're already like almost half of Brazil. So can you imagine if Mexico has 1,800,000 cases? Can you imagine the death they will have? Total death in Mexico is at 34,730. Number five is Colombia with 145,362 cases. It's also 4%, like America, Brazil, and Peru. Their death rate is at 5,426. So keeping the rate of infection down, that's the key. Unfortunately, today, Florida had 15,300 cases. So you're going to see a tremendous amount of death. California had over 8,000. Texas had over 8,000 today. And so, yeah, they're all headed to like over 1,000 deaths. It's unfortunate. North Carolina and South Carolina had around 2,000 deaths today. And Arizona and Georgia had over 3,000, not death, 2,000 cases. And so those are going to all go toward deaths, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's where we stand. As Jesus, I don't know if you saw the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. It's a pretty good musical. I mean, obviously, Jesus is the hero of Christianity. He was crucified, but he conquered death and he rose from the dead. And the Bible promises that he will come back uh, and judge the living and the dead. So he's going to separate the lamb from the goats. So people are either going to go to heaven or hell. Yeah, so that's coming in the future. Yeah, Book of Revelations promises that there will be 1/3 of the world which will be killed before the second coming of Jesus. So we don't know if COVID-19 will be the second coming prelude or not. We don't know. In the history of humankind, there have been 1/3 the population that's been killed, like in bubonic plague. That's happened several times through human history. So, I mean, Jesus may not come back even if 1/3 of the world dies from COVID. Um, I know Harry's kind of boring, but what can you do, right? Human beings don't control history. God does. So yeah, so God will do whatever He wants to do. Yeah. Um, as you know, I'm taking clinical nurse leader exam next week, which is administered by Commission on Nurse Certification, which is a part of American Academy of Colleges of, or American Association of Colleges of Nursing, AACN. So, I submitted my application, submitted my university, Georgetown University, the director of my program, Professor Idioma Yearwood, her contact details, and then American Association of Colleges of Nursing, with this accreditation agency for nursing programs, uh, and Commission on Nursing Certification belongs to that. American Association of Colleges of Nursing, but they're kind of independent in that they're the certification body of AACN. So they approved my CNL exam because they check all the data and they approve it. It's a process. It's a very serious process, you know, obviously. Uh, and they're the governing body of CNL, not only the licensure, but accreditation for CNL programs throughout America. And CNL is clinical nurse leader. The Georgetown University accreditation is dependent on obviously AACN reviewing their accreditation. So each college, you know, nursing program is up for accreditation. They get scrutinized for all kinds of things. And some nursing programs have their accreditation denied, you know. I've known, you know, nursing programs that had accreditation denied, so it's not like automatic. And it's a serious process. They come in, they look at your program, they look at the professors, they look at the students, and they analyze everything. So American Association of Colleges of Nursing, AACN, is a very serious organization, you know, accreditation body. You know, some say they're like the gatekeepers for nursing programs and production of nurses. There are like 4 million nurses in America. They go through these nursing programs. And you could check to see what kind of nursing programs exist on the second video, the bottom video. At the end of this video, you can click on one of these small boxes, the lower one, and then I describe, you know, different nursing programs there are. There's associate's degree in nursing, which is a 2-year community college program. You have bachelor's of science in nursing, which is like 4-year undergraduate program. You have master's of science in nursing, which is like generally 2-year post-bachelor's degree program. That's the one I'm in. Clinical nurse leader program at Georgetown University. And I want to congratulate all my clinical nurse leader cohort members. There are 25 of us. Yay, congratulations to us. We got pin. Yay. Yeah, 19 of us are going to the hospital in clinicals right now in Northern Virginia. 6 of us decided to opt out. All the boys in the program, there are 3 boys in the program. All of us opted out. Billy from Texas, Grant from North Carolina, me, Heerak Kim from Korea. I'm an immigrant from South Korea, and I'm running for U.S. Congress in Virginia's 8th District as an independent candidate. So I'm not part of the Republican Party. I'm not part of the Democratic Party. I'm independent. So please feel free to politically affiliate with me. And so, yeah, so vote for me in November to make America a better place, to save your lives and your children's lives. Yeah, catch up on the shows that you haven't seen on COVID-19 Update by Heerak. It's a daily show. And today, I guess I have 2 themes. That's clinical nurse leader and heroes and villains. Um, Obviously, we nurses are saying we're the heroes of COVID-19 and COVID-19 is the villain, right? So in every story, there's a hero and a villain. Um, so you have like Batman there, and you have Batman is the hero, Joker is the villain. And in the biblical story, we have the angel who's the uh, hero and demon who's the villain, right? And in It's a Wonderful Life, the movie, I don't know if you've seen that movie, but if you have not seen that movie, I would recommend that you see it. It's a great movie. It's a Wonderful Life. And George on the right is the hero. Mr. Potter, who's sitting down, is the villain. Um, you know, when you're a child, you play cowboys and Indian. Um, Hero is generally the cowboy who represents America, and villain are the Indians, right? Native Americans. But now, you know, everything is kind of going out of whack. So we don't really know who the hero is and who the villain is. Like, are the police officers heroes or are they villains? You see a lot of defund police people setting fire to police cars. Are are police cars the evil people? Are police the evil people? Or are criminals the evil people? Defund police is like saying criminals are good people, criminals are heroes, and police are evil. Right? That's the claim of defund police, which I disagree with. I say police officers are heroes, um, and so sometimes it's not so clear who the villain is and who the hero is. And especially in the election, you don't know who's the real hero and who's the villain. I'm saying I'm the hero, Heerak Kim, and that Don Beyer is the villain, right? Who's the current U.S. congressman, who's a Democrat, who supports gay marriage, who supports abortion, who supports legalization of marijuana, which all of this I oppose. So I'm calling Don Beyer the villain, and I, Heerak Kim, independent candidate for U.S. Congress, is the hero, right? That's what I'm claiming. And same with the election in Alabama. Runoff election is on Tuesday, and it's exciting. I'm supporting Jeff Sessions. I often go to their special music programs at Jeff Sessions' church. They have a great sing-along hymn, Messiah. I go to that like every year if I can. And I sometimes see Jeff Sessions there, like after, music program. There's like cookies and coffee, and I see Jeff Sessions walking around and having a cookie, and it's good to see him, there. Um, yeah, so Jeff Sessions been a member of that church for a long time. Um, so there's a church in Arlington where Jeff Sessions is a member, or he's a member when he's here. He's a member of the church in Alabama, obviously, but so I'm supporting Jeff Sessions because I like him, uh, and I see him around in church. So I like Jeff Sessions. I think he's a good guy. He's conservative. He's traditional. He respects the Bible. He loves Jesus. So I support Jeff Sessions, and I want him to win. President Trump seems to like Tuberville, who's like new. Maybe President Trump identifies himself with him because President Trump had no experience in politics and ran his play to win in 2016. But he kind of played the, white nationalist card. That's why he won. Right? He kind of got the support of the white nationalists. I don't know if he's going to win in 2020, unless he swings extremely right wing. It's not sure he's going to win. As I explained to you, he's celebrating Juneteenth. That offended a lot of white nationalists, so they may not vote for him. And he's kind of like, some people think he's like bending the knee to defund police. I don't think President Trump is, but some people think he's kind of gone soft on defund police. And so, image is everything, you know. And so President Trump needs to kind of rework that image too, because he's kind of looking like he's whooped by defund police, like something. Some people think he's like bending his knee to defund police. President Trump isn't. I mean, I think he's a tough guy and he doesn't support defund police, but he needs to work on image to make that clear. And we know that Jeff Sessions is anti-defund police. He doesn't bend the knee to defund police. Everybody knows that. Um, I don't bend my knee to defund police, obviously. I've attacked defund police from day one. Um, and so people know that about me in Virginia, nationally, around the world, because this show is around the world. So I support Jeff Sessions because I think he's tougher. And Tuberville, he was like a football coach in Alabama. And you had all these football coaches and football teams bending their knee to defund police. I don't know. NFL is a big joke. They keep bending their knee to defund police, a lot of them. So, Tuberville being a football coach within this kind of bending the knee, football tradition to defund police. I don't see them standing up for police officers. So I don't know. I don't see Tuberville as a possible hope for America. I know like President Trump likes people who bend their knee to defund police. I don't. I criticized Republican senators who seem to bend their knee to defund police, like on my Twitter account. I mean, just go through my Twitter account. I've said, I've pointed that out. So if Tuberville becomes a GOP senator in Alabama, he's going to be just like these wishy-washy watermelon defund police supporting knee-bending football coach. He doesn't have any experience in politics, and in a complex period like we're in, we need somebody who knows something about politics. As you know, I'm a professional historian and president of Georgetown Collaborative Diplomacy Initiative, which focuses on diplomacy. And you can see from my program, I'm very knowledgeable about diplomacy and politics. I mean, I study politics as an expert historian, Jewish historian. So, yeah, I don't think we need somebody who's like an athlete coming to Senate during this crisis time in America, messing everything up, bending his knee to defund police. So that's why I oppose Tuberville. I don't think he should win. I think if Tuberville wins, it's going to be tragic for Republicans in U.S. Senate because I don't see him being tough on defund police. I haven't heard him say anything negative about defund police or criticizing defund police. I see him as like a defund police lover, bending his knee to defund police, Tuberville I'm talking about. And that's why I want Jeff Sessions to win. We don't need one of these wishy-washy newcomers who are going to bend their knee to defund police coming into the Senate. It's going to create more problems than not. We know Jeff Sessions. Alabama knows Jeff Sessions. We know he's conservative, the proven track record of conservative. Who knows if Tuberville is a closet homosexual? I haven't seen him say anything negative about LGBTQ plus rights. So who knows? Maybe Tuberville is like a closet homosexual. So I don't know what he is, but as you know, Romans chapter 1 opposes gay marriage and homosexuality, and the Catholic Church opposes gay marriage, homosexuality, abortion, because it's part of Holy Sacrament is one man and one wife, one woman marriage, which is the official position also of Georgetown University. And as you know, I don't support the liberal media. I support the Bible and traditional values of the Bible. So, that's why I support Jeff Sessions. I think Jeff Sessions supports conservatism. I think Jeff Sessions supports Christian America. And I'm not convinced that Tuberville is dedicated to Christian America. And that's why I think Tuberville will hurt America and not help America. So I hope that you will vote against Tuberville and vote for Jeff Sessions on Tuesday. President Trump doesn't have a perfect record of endorsing Bible-believing Christian candidates. Let's be honest here. When Roy Moore was running for office, I supported Roy Moore because he respects the Ten Commandments. But President Trump started attacking Roy Moore, and that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way because he supported someone who wasn't really into Christian America. I don't know if President Trump having a daughter who converted to Judaism impacts him, or having a Jewish son-in-law impacts him. He said a lot of cookie things, like, he's celebrating Juneteenth, moving his campaign from Friday to Saturday to celebrate Juneteenth. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well. And I'm sure it rubbed like most of the Republicans the wrong way. And that's why it was half empty, because it was in Oklahoma. For God's sake, it's a red state. It should be completely packed. It rubbed, conservative Republicans in the wrong way. So they just didn't show up for Trump rally on that day. So, I mean, there's a high chance that Trump will lose in 2020 unless he swings extremely right way. He's making a lot of mistakes, as I said. Yeah, and Trump's candidate did not win anyway, right? I mean, he beat Roy Moore, but he lost the general election. So Trump made some strategic errors in his backing of certain candidates. I think President Trump should have backed Roy Moore, but as I said, maybe Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, they're like Jews, so they may hate evangelical Christians. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of throwing an idea out there. I have the First Amendment right to speculate on these things in an election year. Like you could say, well, evangelical Christians support this, evangelical Christians oppose this, traditional Catholics oppose abortion. You know, you guys say all kind of things. I have the right to talk about Jews and what they support, what individual Jews support based on their background. You talk about that with evangelical Christians. You talk about that about Catholics. You talk about that with blacks, like black vote this, black vote that. You know, in the election year, you can talk about any group, Jews, blacks, Hispanics, Asian vote. You can talk about any individual and why they may support a candidate or not candidate. I'm just doing a political analysis here, so don't get all sensitive on me. There's so many sensitive, you know. Yeah, so don't get all sensitive on me. I'm just doing a political analysis. And but you know, like some sensitive people don't even want you to do political analysis. You know, it's ridiculous. But anyhow, you know, that's my take. You know, it's possible that Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, because they're Jews, they may not like evangelical Christians or practicing Catholics. I don't know. I mean, they were Democrats. Only reason Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump are Republicans now is because President Trump is Republican. If President Trump were not a Republican, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump would still be Democrat, right? I mean, am I wrong or am I wrong? I'm right? I mean, they were Democrats. Only time they became Republicans when Trump won, right? So there's no reason for me to think that we could trust Jared Kushner or Ivanka Trump, card-carrying Democrats for most of their lives, card-carrying liberals. So I don't trust Ivanka Trump. I don't trust Jared Kushner. You should not trust Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner either, because they're Democrats. You know, they're like wolves in sheep's clothing. So when President Trump did not support Roy Moore, I realized maybe Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner has more influence on him than we presume, which is a troubling thing. Maybe if they have that kind of influence, maybe it's better that President Trump lose in 2020. You know, because I mean, President Trump has to prove that he's conservative. President Trump has to prove that he will stand up for Christian America. President Trump has to prove that he's against abortion. President Trump has to prove that he's against gay marriage. I mean, you know, we're not going to take that for granted now because he backed Roy Moore. Well, he did not back Roy Moore. He's not making Sessions. That raises serious questions about President Trump. I mean, what does he stand for? What value system does he stand for? You know, it raises serious questions for all the Republicans in all 50 states, right? He's supporting these more liberal candidates. So we're like, why is that happening? We don't understand. So does that mean President Trump himself, you know, is kind of leaning toward these liberal values? Or is he influenced by Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, who are basically card-carrying Democrats? You know, we don't know, right? But we want assurances from President Trump that he's truly conservative, that he deserves our vote. And I think I speak for 100% of the Republican Party and all the independent conservatives, members of the Constitution Party, when I say President Trump has to prove himself to be a conservative, because certain things are raising questions about whether he's conservative, like the celebration of Juneteenth. How many true conservatives do you know who would do that? You know, and so I didn't celebrate Juneteenth because I believe, like, you know, we have Dr. Martin Luther King's Day that I celebrate, but we can, you know, Juneteenth is like, I think it was like rushed through in like a day or 2 or 3 days. I'm like, anything that's rushed like that, you know, it's like bending a knee to defund police. You know, it's like doing something out of fear. So I'm not going to do that. We don't negotiate with terrorists in America. And defund police try to like engage in terrorism. Look at all those police cars. But try to force us to celebrate Juneteenth. No, that's not right. You know, that's like being soft. It's like being afraid. And so like that rubbed us the wrong way, like all the conservatives in America. So President Trump has to prove that he's conservative. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. He needs to prove that he's not conservative because his conservative credentials are not coming into questions uh, on some levels. I mean, I think he's kind of done things in the past couple of weeks that shows he's conservative, but I mean, we still need assurances, especially on the issue of abortion and gay marriage. We need assurances that President Trump is truly conservative, that we can trust him for the next 4 years. He needs to show us this. And so, uh, you know, I'm just telling you what majority of conservatives are thinking right now. They're confused. They were they were shocked when President Trump moved his election campaign in Oklahoma from Friday to Saturday to celebrate Juneteenth. That just offended like 80% of the Republican Party members or more. It was empty, right? You saw the Oklahoma campaign event. It was like almost half empty. Yeah, that's a proof. That's a proof that people got sick, sick of President Trump like moving his campaign event from Friday to Saturday to celebrate Juneteenth. It's like proof is in the pudding. You know, how many Americans do you think celebrated Juneteenth? So President Trump needs to give us like assurances that he's conservative for us to vote for him. So as of now, you know, uh, I say there's a higher chance that President Trump will lose in 2020 November because he's not going to have enough Republicans vote for him. Either they're not going to vote for him, uh, or they're not going to come out to vote. Either way, he's going to lose. All President Trump needs is white vote in America. President Trump doesn't need a single black vote. President Trump doesn't need a single Korean vote. President Trump doesn't need a single Asian vote. President Trump doesn't need a single Hispanic vote to win the presidency, but he's losing a lot of white votes. And you know, and he's making a lot of strategic errors, and I blame Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump for that. I don't think President Trump, you know, on his own will make these mistakes. I believe it's Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. They're basically Democrats who are in the White House. I mean, they should not be there. That's my personal opinion. I think it's better to have Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump kicked out of White House to push our conservative agenda. I mean, are Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump against abortion or against gay marriage? I mean, could somebody ask them? So, yeah, these are issues that Republican voters care about. Traditional Catholics, because of the Vatican position. Pope Francis is against gay marriage and abortion. The Roman Catholic Church is against gay marriage and abortion, or the Jesuit priests are against gay marriage and abortion by their oath, right? Because that's the Bible position in Romans chapter 1. Catholic Church is officially against gay marriage and abortion. We need assurances from President Trump that he's against gay marriage and abortion. All the evangelical Christians who are Bible believing and faithful to the Bible are against gay marriage and abortion. We need assurances. So we need that. And I'm giving you an example of President not supporting Jeff Sessions as an example of us needing assurances for his conservative positions. Yeah, I don't know who Tuberville is. He could be a closet homosexual. He hasn't really said anything against LGBTQ plus rights that I'm aware of. So who knows? He may be a closet homosexual. So we know Jeff Sessions isn't. We know what Jeff Sessions stands for. So that's why I throw my support behind Jeff Sessions. And as clinical nurse leaders, we learn this technique, SWOT analysis. It's a way that we strategically plan for something, in the hospital unit. But I think the SWOT analysis can be used in election as well, meaning we need to see the strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. A strength of Jeff Sessions, in my opinion, is that number one, he has a proven record of being a conservative, so we can trust him to be conservative. Number two, he has a proven record of working within the U.S. Senate to advance conservative causes like anti-gay marriage, anti-abortion, so we can trust him to do that, continue to do that. Strength number three, we know him. We don't know Tuberville. Strength number four, we know that Jeff Sessions is a man of character and principle, and he supports conservative evangelical value system. conservative Catholic value system, a Christian America. We don't know if Tuberville does or not. So there are a lot of reasons why Jeff Sessions is a better and stronger candidate over Tuberville, and why all Alabamans should vote for Jeff Sessions and vote against Tuberville. Weaknesses, as I said, we know all the weaknesses of Jeff Sessions. He doesn't really have too many. We don't know we don't know Tuberville. We know Sessions. We know all of his strengths and all of his weaknesses. And so I think we can trust Jeff Sessions. We can't trust Tuberville. That's 100% certain. He's not even from Alabama. He didn't. Again, did he? Does he stand for the values of Alabama? Has he proven that? He needs to prove it. He hasn't done that. So those are all these weaknesses that we see. Um, we're in a severe conflict right now with defund police. We need somebody tough like Jeff Sessions coming on board. We don't need some new weakling who bend his knee to defund police. With University of Alabama football team. I don't know if they bended their or Auburn football team. I don't know if they bended their knee to defund police or not, but a lot of the football teams have. Opportunity. I think having Jeff Sessions in the U.S. Senate is an opportunity for all conservatives. I honestly think Jeff Sessions will help President Trump better in the next 4 years if President Trump swings right and can get the conservative votes back in time for November. I mean, he still has time. Um, I think Jeff Sessions will help President Trump far more than Tuberville will. Threats, we have to consider threats. I think Tuberville is a threat to Republican senators in the fall because there's a high chance that Tuberville will lose the general election, whereas Jeff Sessions will win the general election. So even if Tuberville wins, Republican primaries, he will not be able to win the general election. So that's why he's a threat to Republicans. It's like Roy Moore would have won the U.S. Senate House as a Republican candidate, but some unknown guy that President Trump backed, he lost, right? So, yeah, so we don't want that to repeat again. And that's why I think President Trump is 100% wrong to back Tuberville, and I 100% disagree with President Trump on this. And I think all 100% of Alabama should disagree with President Trump and oppose Tuberville and vote for Jeff Sessions. President Trump is not God, obviously, and he's making a lot of mistakes, like he's trying to force opening of public schools in the middle of a global pandemic before we have flattening of the curves. And I talked about that in yesterday's show. You can watch it. So, I mean, he's in a losing streak right now, backing Juneteenth celebration, looking like he's bending his knee to defund police. President Trump is in a losing streak, unfortunately. I hope he snaps out of it, or he's going to lose November election big time. Yeah. So, I mean, I want President Trump to win if he's against LGBTQ plus rights, but he has to prove his conservative credentials to us, right? Yeah, so we're looking for that. And I'm just speaking on behalf of all the conservatives of America. As you know, I'm running for U.S. Congress in Virginia's 8th District. My motto is Bring America Back to God. So I speak as an official leader of conservatives in America. You can watch my interviews at CPAC on my campaign website, heerakforcongress.com. Yeah, so I'm already a national leader, so I have the credentials and the right to demand this of President Trump as a national leader running in an important election in Virginia's 8th District. Some say the most important Virginia congressional district. So yeah, I have the right to make this demand of President Trump. Yeah, so yeah, I hope Jeff Sessions will win Tuesday, and I encourage all of you to vote for Jeff Sessions on Tuesday. Yeah, so one of the great things about learning all these methods like SWOT analysis is you can apply it anywhere, not just in healthcare, but in election. Uh, so being a leader is transferable across all disciplines. So yeah, but Superman has his kryptonite, right? You see there, and I think President Trump's kryptonite is Ivanka Trump. I think Ivanka Trump is President Trump's kryptonite, which causes him to make all these errors in judgment. Um, and I hope it's not going to result in complete collapse of Team Trump, President Trump, and Empire Trump, and Trump hotels. Yeah, I mean, you know, um, yeah, you got to be careful with what your Achilles heel is, President Trump. And I think your Achilles heel or kryptonite is your daughter, little Princess Trump. I think she's your kryptonite. Yeah, I worry about you. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. Tune in tomorrow. This is a daily show, so I'm going to bring you some important content tomorrow as well to help you survive COVID-19 and everything that happened. Obviously, there are a lot of things happening. It's an election year. So I want you to be aware of what's going on. Obviously, if you have like crazy people getting elected, that's going to impact whether we as a nation can survive COVID-19 or not. And so the election is important. That's why I'm telling you to vote against Don Bayer. Vote for me, Heerak Kim, independent candidate for U.S. Congress on November 3rd. Because who you vote for matters in election year, but especially because we're all facing death from COVID. If Tuberville wins, Alabama may go toward destruction. Do you want that? Yeah, I mean, vote for Sessions because you know who Sessions is. And you know that when Sessions becomes U.S. Senator, Alabama is safe. So you need to worry about this because Alabama is headed to COVID death in large numbers. You need somebody like Jeff Sessions with his wisdom and experience to help Alabama survive. And Jeff Sessions has connections in the Senate. He has a lot of friends. Alabama can be helped by Jeff Sessions. Alabama cannot be helped by Tuberville. You got to look out for Alabama's interests, voters in Alabama. You have to vote for Sessions because Tuberville will destroy Alabama because he has no friends in U.S. Senate. He doesn't have Republican senators who are his friends. He doesn't have Democratic senators who are his friends. He has no friends in the Senate right now. Jeff Sessions, every Republican senator in the U.S. Senate is his friend. If Jeff Sessions becomes a senator for Alabama, Alabama can benefit in concrete terms every time it faces a crisis. But if Alabama votes for Tuberville, Alabama will get zero, nothing during crisis because Tuberville has no friends in the Senate. So think about yourself and your children and Alabama when you vote for Jeff Sessions for the benefit of Alabama. You don't want somebody without any friends going to the Senate on behalf of Alabama. That's going to be a death. That's going to be thousands of deaths for Alabama. You want somebody who has friends, who knows the system, who's wise, who's experienced, who's an expert senator going to U.S. Senate. Vote for Sessions. That's the way Alabama will survive COVID-19. As you know, I created this show to save your life and your children's life. And I know a lot of people in Alabama are watching this show. And to save your life, I'm saying vote for Jeff Sessions. That's the way you save your life and your children's lives in Alabama. You need a person of experience. You need a person of wisdom. You need an expert like Sessions. You need somebody who has connections and powerful friends in the Senate to go to the Senate for Alabama. Vote for Sessions if you want to survive COVID in Alabama. I'm sure you're not stupid. If you're stupid, you'll vote for Tuberville because President Trump doesn't live in Alabama. He's not going to suffer if something happens to Alabama. You're going to suffer if something happens to Alabama. You're going to suffer. That's why you need Jeff Sessions to speak for you because President Trump's not going to speak for you in Alabama when Alabama is in crisis. You need Jeff Sessions to speak for you. So vote for Jeff Sessions. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have a football player, football coach going and trying to get something for Alabama? Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Yeah, vote for experienced senator who is a man of a character like Jeff Sessions. That's the way Alabama will survive. Yeah, look out for your interests, Alabama. Look out for your children's interests. Vote for Jeff Sessions so that you can get as much as you can out of the Senate. You're not going to send a football coach into the Senate for Alabama, are you? That's like an idiotic thing to do. That's the stupidest thing I've heard. Yeah. So hopefully you'll prove me right and show 50 states that you are smart, Alabama, and that you're not an idiot. Um, I have confidence in you. I have faith in you, Alabama, to prove us right that you are smart people in Alabama. So I look forward to celebrating Jeff Sessions' victory with you, Alabama, on Tuesday. And tune into this show tomorrow. Um, I hope that your family will be well, that your children will be well, and that you will be well too. See you tomorrow. Bye.